one of the things we were talking about was in that room, in the locker room post-Pittsburgh, when Dan Campbell says to these guys, this is the absolute worst part of my job. You know the dream is going to end for 27 of these guys. When you're in that room, what is that feeling like when you know that all these players, 27 of them, are going to get cut or move on? It almost felt like you could hear a pin drop in that locker room after Pittsburgh.
No question. I think it's impossible to not put yourself in their shoes of kind of what they're feeling, and I think you just kind of read the room, and everybody is exactly like that. They're quiet. Everybody knows it's there. It's the elephant in the room. So you just try to blend in as best you can, knowing we're the Hard Knocks T-shirt standing out. So we just try to blend in as best we can in those situations.
Pat, what's going on, brother? Here, good to have you again. Check this out. You're getting towards the end. We got one more show. We have three preseason games in the books already. What have you seen from the Detroit Lions? Now I'm gonna ask you to be an analyst. I'm gonna ask you to switch roles with me for a second. You become the analyst. What have you seen in the Lions from your first week watching those guys, their first preseason game, all the way to the end in Pittsburgh?
I was really impressed with the defense. I thought the defense as a whole really played awesome, knowing they had to deal with some turnovers, some kind of quick changes. So I thought they did a great job, letting up field goals. I know practice was kind of up and down, as you saw in the show. And I thought they really kind of rose to the occasion in that game. And I think that offensive line is it's going to be very, very, very good. Knowing Pittsburgh probably got one of the better defensive lines in the league, and they, held their own very well.
Pat, let me ask you something about the broadcast itself. Of course, I'm a big NFL films guy. Have been since I was a little kid, and that's a long time ago. Love the Sables. Love HBO. I've had it since Rocky came on HBO. Never not had HBO. And I've never missed a Hard Knocks. Let me ask you this. For next year, I don't know if it's possible, but today would have been a great day to drop the last Hard Knocks and make it an hour and a half and have the cuts almost in live action for us. Because let's face it, we all know who's been released. And it would have been a lot better had we have done it live with you guys. What's your take on that?
I mean, live action I know is a whole different world of everything. But I agree with you that it definitely is tough. It's frustrating for us with the new schedule change. I apologize for the lawnmowers. I tried to sneak away as best I could. But I think this new, we're still kind of adjusting to this new schedule change and just the new reality almost. Knowing this is the first time we've really dealt with it in a non-COVID world. So no, I'm with you that it's tough. I think there's definitely, hopefully, a lot of people stay off of Twitter, best they can. So there's still some excitement. I still have my mom and my wife texting me about guys, and I try to keep the secret as long as I can about who made it, who didn't, just so there is still some drama there. But it's tough. It's definitely, frustrating for us. One of those you can't really control it. So you just try to, we try to get as much in as we could to still encourage viewers to say, hey, some big things are happening on episode 5, kind of with that last couple minutes of the show. And there is some really good stuff. I mean, we were in staff rooms, in GM's office, in coach's office. So, teeing up episode 5, there's definitely a lot of good, real conversations that are still there.
Hey, I hide it from my wife and my daughters as well. I have not told them because they're watching it with me, and I'm like, well, you girls, I know who's not going to be on this team, right? And they're like, don't tell us, Dad, please. And then next week we'll get to see David Blau released like the day after the cuts, and then, of course, the practice squad players getting signed to the team and getting ready for week number 1. So plenty to watch still. I'm looking forward to the finale.
And I think we have to, we try to focus on, all right, whatever's news now, we got to think ahead of time for what's still going to be news on, Monday and Tuesday. So I think a lot could change of, where guys settle in and just kind of what, people are expecting from the show. It's definitely still an adjustment for us.